Looking for the best budget laptops to suit your needs? In this video, we're diving into some of the top options available right now. Before we begin, don't forget to check out the links in the description to find the best deals within your budget. Let's get Number 1. Dell 14 Plus. When it comes to budget laptops, we tend to give preference to the cheapest available options. That's why you'll often see cheaper laptops sold with only 256 gigabytes of storage. But not the Dell 14 Plus, 6 out of 10, Wired review. Dell doesn't sell any configurations with less than a terabyte of storage, meaning you have plenty of room for large files, photos, and applications. Its MSRP suggests it shouldn't be in this guide, but Dell has had it on a permanent sale for several months. This laptop doesn't skimp in other areas, offering a high-resolution display, decent performance, and great battery life. The touchpad and screen quality are certainly a big step up over the Asus VivoBook 14. If your budget can stretch to $750, this is the machine to buy. Specs. Processor, Intel Core Ultra 7256V. Memory, 16 GB. Storage, 1 TB. Display, 14-inch, 2560 by 1600 at 60 Hz, IPS. Webcam, 1080p. Thickness, 0.67 inches. Weight, 3.42 pounds. Number 2. Asus VivoBook 14, X1407QA. Windows laptops that cost $650 used to be pretty rough. Poor performance and battery life were the biggest detriments, but the Asus VivoBook 14, 6/10, Wired review, completely changes that equation with its use of the Qualcomm Snapdragon X chip. It'll easily give you a full day of battery life and will handle most tasks you throw at it with ease. On top of that, you get a whopping 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage. For $650, that's a steal. Like all budget laptops, the Asus VivoBook 14 has its compromises. The display is lackluster, which is its primary deficiency. It's fine, but the colors are off, and I wish it were brighter. And no, it's not the prettiest laptop in the world. But for the price, you won't find a better Windows laptop. Here's the thing, the Dell 14 Plus above is the far better laptop. The screen and touchpad are the primary improvements, but as of now, it costs $100 more. That's well worth it, especially since it comes with twice the storage. Specs. Display, 14-inch, 1920 by 1200 at 60 Hz, IPS. CPU, Qualcomm Snapdragon X. RAM, 16 GB. Storage, 512 GB. Webcam, 1080p. Thickness, 0.7 inches. Weight, 3.28 pounds. Number 3. Acer Nitro V16 AI. No gaming laptop selling for this price is going to be perfect. Far from it. The Acer Nitro V16, 7 out of 10, Wired recommends, has a big compromise that I need to warn you about up front, its 135-watt power adapter. It's just not enough to keep the Nitro V16 fully powered during many of the GPU-heavy games I tested, such as Cyberpunk 2077 and Black Myth, Wukong. That means even if the laptop is plugged in, it'll start to drain battery when you really tax the GPU hard. That sounds awful, and it is. Acer could have easily just sold the Nitro V16 with a larger adapter. But the battery only drains in certain games and only when playing in turbo or performance modes. Stick to balanced, and you'll be fine, which only drops performance by around 5%. Let's cut to the chase. I've seen this laptop drop as low as $629. In my opinion, that's cheap enough to make the low-wattage charger worth it. The laptop performs well otherwise, but as with many of the laptops on this list, the display is rough. It has a 180 Hz refresh rate to support smoother motion, but the color performance is noticeably inaccurate. Specs. Display, 16-inch, 1920 by 1200 at 180 Hz. CPU, AMD Ryzen 5 240/RTX 5050. RAM, 16 GB. Storage, 512 GB. Webcam, 1080p. Thickness, 0.96 inches, at its thickest. Weight, 5.4 pounds. Number 4. Asus Chromebook CX15. You shouldn't buy a Windows laptop under $300. Don't even bother. The good news is that some solid Chromebooks come in under $300, which increasingly have good specs. The Acer Chromebook CX15 is the best example of this trend. Despite costing under $300, this 15-inch Chromebook comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. The 15-inch screen goes up to 300 nits of brightness, and even though the colors are a bit off, it's a 1080p resolution. The Intel Celeron CPU inside won't blow you away, but for the price, it certainly gets the job done. There's also the Asus Chromebook CX14, 6 out of 10, Wired review, a 14-inch version of the same laptop, which has a slightly sharper screen and an overall smaller chassis. Specs. Display, 15.6-inch, 1920 by 1080. CPU, Intel Celeron N4500. RAM, 8GB. Storage, 128GB. Webcam, 720p. Thickness, 0.79 inches. Weight, 3.31 pounds. Number 5. Lenovo Chromebook Duet Gen 9. Lenovo's Chromebook Duet Gen 9, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends, quickly became one of my favorite gadgets of 2024 despite its small size. That's the whole point of this 11-inch detachable laptop, which is incredibly fun to use around the house and throw in a bag when it's time to go. The keyboard detaches from the screen, so it makes for a nice tablet when paired with Chrome OS's Android apps, and then you can get some work done when you attach the keyboard. At nearly 10 hours on average, its battery life will easily get you through the day, too. It's powered by a battery-sipping MediaTek Companio 838 processor that can handle more than 10 Chrome tabs open at a time. The small keyboard and trackpad require an adjustment if you're coming from a full-size keyboard, but they're also what help it stay portable. The included Lenovo pen is great as well for signing documents or doodling, and you can easily dock it out of the way on the back of the display when you don't need it. Specs. Display, 10.9-inch, 1920 by 1200. CPU, MediaTek Companio 838. RAM, 4GB. Storage, 64GB. Webcam, 5MP, 1080p. Thickness, 0.30 thickness. Weight, 1.12 pounds, just tablet,